Hindi ko bibiguin ang tiwala ninyo at ang tiwala ng aking mga magulang. Ako si Grace Poe at sa gobyernong may puso, kayo na ang aking pamilya.
The frontrunner in the May presidential election is not exactly the most experienced. And to her critics, this is the reason Senator Grace Poe is relying heavily on the memory of her late father, action star Fernando Poe Jr., to boost her campaign.
Puno na ang salop ng kahirapan. Puno na ang salop ng katiwalian at dapat na itong kalusin.
So far, it seems to be working. Poe topped the January 27 to February 4 survey of pollster Julie Lilo. 19% of the respondents said they would vote for Poe because she might continue the perceived good intentions of her late father.
It is a form of sympathy vote that adds luster to a relatively inexperienced candidate, no?
But political analyst Julio Teehankee says the strategy of invoking the dead does not always work. For one, the deceased relative should have possessed a clear set of virtues worthy of emulation. For another, the candidate using this tact should be seen as a worthy successor.
Hindi naman tumatakbo lang si Senator Grace Poe sa legacy ng kanyang ama. Kung hindi, sabay yun. Habang ipinagmamalaki niya ang katangian ng kanyang ama, nakikita rin ng taong bayan yung kanyang sinseridad at yung sarili niyang kakayanan.
Poe, of course, is not the first candidate to capitalize on a dead relative's popularity. President Aquino himself used this tact in 2010. His victory was seen largely as a sympathy vote following the death of his mother, former President Cory Aquino.
Laban sa aking pananaw pong inumpisahan ng aking ama, ipinagpatuloy ng aking ina.
In the May elections, Vice Presidential candidate Leni Robredo makes it a point to mention her late husband, former Interior Secretary Jesse Robredo, in her speeches.
Hindi ko kakalimutan na asawa ako ni Jesse at nasa balikat ko ang obligasyon.
But Teehankee says the strategy might not work because the late Robredo was not as popular as Cory Aquino or FPJ. Teehankee says relying on sympathy votes suggests a key problem in the electoral system.
We do not have platform-based political parties, we have personality-based elections, then people will continue to look and hope and yearn based on perceived images. And instead of platforms, they are yearning for a good narrative or an emotive story that they can relate with.
The son and namesake of the late dictator Ferdinand Marcos is gunning for the vice presidency in the May elections. But Senator Bongbong Marcos hasn't been invoking the memory of his father that often in the campaign.
Because of the manner by which the Marcos narrative ended, with the former dictator ending up in exile and dying abroad, it will not be beneficial for the campaign of Bongbong Marcos to emulate the dead Marcos.
Which means the son will have to campaign more on his merits. Esguerra, ABS-CBN News.